Hello and welcome back to the channel. Today, we arrive at the very summit of watchmaking, Patek Philippe. No conversation about horology reaches its conclusion without this name, and for good reason. Since 1839, the Geneva manufacturer has produced timepieces of such extraordinary complexity, finishing, and enduring value that they have come to define what it means to own a truly great watch. These are not simply instruments for telling time. They are heirlooms engineered before they ever leave the workshop. Today's 5 picks span the full breadth of what Patek Philippe creates, from the most refined dress watches ever made to some of the most technically ambitious complications in horological history. This is the pinnacle. Let's get into it. Number 5. Patek Philippe Calatrava 5196. The Patek Philippe Calatrava 5196 is the watch that every serious collector eventually returns to, because it is the purest distillation of what fine watchmaking looks like when stripped of everything unnecessary. The Calatrava has been the backbone of the Patek Philippe dress watch catalog since 1932, and the 5196 carries that legacy with a quiet, absolute confidence that no amount of money elsewhere can simply purchase. The 37mm yellow or white gold case is gossamer thin on the wrist, with a profile so elegant it disappears beneath a shirt cuff as though it was always meant to be there. The silver opaline dial with its applied Breguet numerals and blued steel hands is a composition of such considered restraint that studying it feels less like reading a watch and more like reading a poem. The caliber 215 PS inside, manually wound, extraordinarily thin, is finished to a standard that only a handful of manufacturers in the world can credibly claim to match. Every surface beveled, polished, and decorated by hand. The Calatrava 5196 is the answer to the question every collector asks themselves eventually. What is the single most perfect dress watch ever made? The Patek Philippe Calatrava 5196 retails for approximately $24,000 to $27,000 USD, depending on metal choice. Number 4. Patek Philippe Aquanaut 5167. The Patek Philippe Aquanaut 5167 is the watch that proves sporting elegance and Geneva manufacture quality are not mutually exclusive. They are, in the right hands, completely inseparable. Introduced in 1997 as a more contemporary, adventurous counterpart to the Nautilus, the Aquanaut has grown from a bold experiment into one of the most coveted references in the entire Patek catalog, with secondary market demand that tells its own compelling story about how the collecting world has responded to it. The 40mm rounded octagonal case in stainless steel is paired with the Aquanaut's signature embossed dial, a textured, checkerboard-inspired pattern that catches the light with a depth that photographs simply cannot capture. And the tropical composite strap, integrated and proprietary, gives the watch a sport-casual versatility that no other Patek reference can match. Water-resistant to 120 meters, the Aquanaut is genuinely wearable in the water, a rare credential for a watch at this level. The self-winding caliber 324SC inside delivers date functionality and 45 hours of power reserve with the movement finishing expected of the Geneva seal. The Aquanaut 5167 is the Patek for living in, for travel, for weekends, for every moment you want the finest watch in the room on your wrist without thinking twice about it. The Patek Philippe Aquanaut 5167 retails for approximately $35,000 USD at manufacturer's suggested retail price. Number 3. Patek Philippe Complications 5205. The Patek Philippe Complications 5205 is where the manufacturer's legendary technical mastery begins to reveal itself in full. A watch that combines 3 of horology's most desirable complications into a single, impeccably proportioned package. The 5205 houses an annual calendar alongside a moon phase display, a combination that delivers an extraordinary amount of practical information at a glance while demanding only a single correction each year, at the end of February, to remain perfectly aligned with the calendar. What separates it from the crowd is not merely what it does, but how Patek Philippe has chosen to present it. The slate gray or black lacquered dial arranges its day, date, and month displays with a visual logic that is immediately legible without ever feeling cluttered, and the moon phase aperture, rendered with Patek's characteristic astronomical precision requiring a correction of just 1 day every 122 years, is breathtaking to examine up close. The 40mm white or rose gold case wears with the assurance of a watch that has been thought through to its absolute limit, and the caliber 31 to 260 PSQALU inside is a masterpiece of in-house construction. The 5205 is the entry point into what Patek can truly do, and it sets the bar impossibly high. The Patek Philippe Complications 5205 retails for approximately $55,000 to $65,000 USD depending on configuration. Number 2. Patek Philippe Nautilus 57111. The Patek Philippe Nautilus 57111 is the most famous luxury sports watch on Earth, and understanding why requires understanding the moment it arrived in. When Gerald Genta designed the Nautilus in 1976, he produced a porthole-inspired stainless steel sports watch priced higher than gold dress watches from established houses. The industry thought Patek had lost its mind. History has delivered its verdict emphatically. The 5711, the definitive modern Nautilus reference before its discontinuation in 2021, distilled everything extraordinary about Genta's original vision into a 40mm case of architectural perfection. The horizontally embossed dial shimmering in gradations of blue that shift from deep midnight to brilliant azure depending entirely on how the light falls across it. The integrated bracelet, with its polished and satin-finished alternating links, is one of the finest pieces of metal bracelet engineering ever produced, sitting on the wrist with a weight and fluidity that owners consistently describe as unlike anything else they have ever worn. The caliber 26-330 SC inside delivers a date complication, 45 hours of power reserve, and movement finishing that meets the Geneva Seal standard in a case never designed to expose the movement at all, because Patek finishes everything, whether you can see it or not. Discontinued references at this level belong in a category entirely their own, and the 5711 now commands secondary market prices that reflect precisely how irreplaceable it has become. The Patek Philippe Nautilus 5711 retails for approximately $35,000 USD at manufacturer's suggested retail price. Those secondary market values have risen dramatically well beyond that figure. Number 1. Patek Philippe Grand Complications 5270. The Patek Philippe Grand Complications 5270 takes the top position on today's list, and it does so by occupying a level of horological achievement that almost no other wristwatch on Earth can credibly challenge. A grand complication, in the strictest definition, combines at least 3 major complications within a single movement, and the 5270 delivers a perpetual calendar, a split-seconds chronograph, and a minute repeater, each one among the most demanding complications a watchmaker can attempt, all coexisting within a 41mm rose or white gold case of extraordinary elegance. The perpetual calendar alone, tracking day, date, month, leap year, and moon phase, requiring no manual correction until 2100, would be sufficient to justify calling this watch remarkable. Adding a split-seconds chronograph, capable of measuring 2 simultaneous elapsed times, elevates it into the realm of serious mechanical ambition. And then there is the minute repeater, a cathedral gong system that chimes the time in hours, quarter hours, and minutes on demand, producing an acoustic performance that, when you first hear it, genuinely stops conversation in the room. The caliber CHR 29-535 PSQ inside represents decades of accumulated Patek Philippe expertise, hand-assembled and finished to a standard that makes every surface, bridge, and component a demonstration of what human skill and patience can achieve in miniature. The 5270 is not simply a watch. It is the answer to the question of what watchmaking is ultimately capable of, and Patek Philippe answers it with complete, devastating authority. The Patek Philippe Grand Complications 5270 retails for approximately $360,000 to $400,000 USD depending on configuration.